Hi, I'm currently at Grove Cemetery in Kenton, Ohio, and that is Kenton, Ohio, not to be confused with Canton, Ohio. And we're here to visit the final resting place of a Civil War veteran that is very well known in this area. And any of you that study the Civil War, I'm sure will also be familiar with him when you hear his name, and that's the name of Jacob Parrott. For the rest of you, Jacob is actually known because he was the first recipient of the Medal of Honor. So Jacob was born in Fairfield, Ohio on July 17th in 1843. Died here in Canton on December 22nd, 1908 at the age of 55. And he was a carpenter in civilian life. And then in 1861, he joined the U.S. Army. And in 1862, he and 21 other soldiers, mostly from Ohio, volunteered for a group that was later called Andrews Raiders. And they participated in a plan that was called the Great Train Chase. And I'm sure, again, you that study the Civil War know what that is. For the rest of you, I'll give you a little rundown on that. So on April 12, 1863, while wearing civilian clothes and after crossing Confederate lines, the Raiders boarded a passenger train, and that was pulled by a locomotive called the General. When the train stopped so that the crew and passengers could have breakfast, the Raiders disconnected the rest of the cars and took off in the engine. The train's conductor and several other men from the railroad took off on foot and then on the push cart, and finally they were able to commandeer a locomotive called the Texas. And the Raiders were headed towards Chattanooga. On the way, as instructed, they were cutting telegraph wires, tearing up rail tracks, burning bridges, whatever they could do to disrupt rail transportation in the South. Unfortunately, steam engines need wood and water to run, and they ran out of both of those. So they had to abandon the train, and they just took off and spread out just north of Ringgold, Georgia. And they eventually were captured after a couple weeks, all 22 of them. And since they were wearing civilian clothes, 8 of them were tried and convicted and executed as spies. The rest of them were released in a prisoner exchange. Due to this raid, it had a major factor in the creation of the Medal of Honor. And this is the grave here of Jacob and his wife Sarah. And here is his military stone, also along with his flag holder. And we'll come around here to this plaque. Now Jacob was eventually promoted to the rank of first lieutenant. He was a private when he came in. And Jacob Parrott, Medal of Honor, First Lieutenant, Company K, 33, Ohio Infantry, Civil War, July 17, 1843 to December 22nd, 1908. And over here we do have the graves of some of his relatives. One up here. Just a fascinating look at some Civil War history and local history here in the area. And we've got coins left from a number of the visitors. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of history, and right after the video I'm going to post a couple photos from around the cemetery and another short video on a historical marker about Jacob. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching it, and we'll see you in the next one. Ohio Historical Marker 2-33, placed in 1987 by the Ohio Gun Collectors Association, Doug Byram, and the Ohio Historical Society, in memory of Jacob Parrott, buried here, born July 7, 1843 in Fairfield County, Ohio, died December 22, 1908. At 18, he enlisted in Company K, 33rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry Regiment, and was the youngest member of the famous Andrews Raid. The Raiders seized the General locomotive at Big Shanty, Georgia, April 12, 1862. Captured and later exchanged, Parrott was the first recipient of the Medal of Honor, March 25, 1863.